RFK Jr. says that if he becomes president, he will change the way America does elections, and then shows exactly why things must change. Donald Trump says something that shocks the world and especially the Republican Party, but upon investigation merits researching because it would fundamentally alter the lives of millions and millions of Americans for the better. Janet Yellen is caught in a huge lie, and Twitter rips her apart as people are furious. Plus, Canada just changed their investment tax law in a way that can only be attributed to dark forces controlling Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Thank you guys so much for liking and sharing these videos. It really helps me out, so thank you so much. Also, I know it's a day early, but happy Father's Day to all of the dads in my community. I love being a father. It's my favorite. So thank you. And again, happy Father's Day to all of the dads in my YouTube community. Now, the head of the FEC, or Federal Elections Committee, Trent Trainor, testified on Capitol Hill that the FEC did not pursue the election interference accusations against Donald Trump because of a payment to Stormy Daniels supposedly being covered up. They say it did not influence the election and that there was almost no evidence for them to waste American time and taxpayer money. Mr. Trainor then went on to say that DA Alvin Bragg is the one that is at fault here, saying this case should be investigated because it lacked significant evidence, had expired statutes, and had a novel theory that has all of the fingerprints of political persecution instead of blind justice. Now, his recommendation is that DA Alvin Bragg be investigated to see who is above him or behind him pushing for this investigation, which is obviously political persecution. Mr. Trainor sat 2 people away from lawyer Norm Eisen, who is the likely architect of the hush money case, since he is known to be a Democrat lawyer who crafted the 2 impeachment cases against Donald Trump and admitted recently in an interview he has 10 other impeachment theories drafted for Democrats to use against Donald Trump. So that guy should probably be investigated as well. But certainly Mr. Trainor of the FEC is saying we didn't bring a case because there was no case. And DA Alvin Bragg, he's the one that should be investigated. Now, please let me know over in the comments. Do you agree or disagree? Should Alvin Bragg be investigated? Because there's obviously someone above him or behind him that was pushing for this. Now, Trump grabbed attention in the last couple of days when he floated the idea of removing federal income tax and replacing that revenue stream for the federal government with tariffs against countries that want to do business with the United States. Now, Representative Thomas Massie believes it might actually work, and the result would be a booming United States of America, returning the United States back to the economic powerhouse it once was. Also, it would significantly improve the lives of almost 100 million Americans. Now, at first, Trump said for sure he will change the law on people that work in the food and hospitality industry so that their tips are never taxed again, right? That's like a generous way of saying, thank you for your service. And then all of a sudden the government gets a huge percentage of that. Now Trump is saying the federal government is a bloated beast. It was never supposed to be this big, according to our founding fathers. The plan shows that you would still need to collect payroll tax and some other taxes because that's what funds Social Security. Now, let me know in the comments, would you be interested in having your federal income tax removed if that source of revenue to the government could be replaced some other way? I think it's an interesting idea. I think it should definitely be researched. If they can collect the money from companies and from countries that want to do business with our incredible country, then I think they should look into it. Literally, think how much more money you might have if the federal government didn't take a huge portion of everything you earn. So we pay payroll taxes, we pay property taxes, there's state taxes, food taxes, cell phone taxes, internet taxes. We're then taxed on our income, and then everything else you buy is taxed again. Like, I thought the point of the government was you can't double dip, right? There's no double taxation. Now, DC Drano on Twitter wrote, if Trump eliminates the federal income tax, I would dedicate the rest of my life to ensuring his face gets on Mount Rushmore. I mean, this would fundamentally change everything for the country, and people are quite shocked by his comments. Meanwhile, on the opposite side, Biden is trying to raise taxes, remove the Trump tax cuts that kept about $5,500 on average in people's houses, and he wants to install 88,000 new IRS agents. If there is another way to bring money into the federal government without taking it out of our backside, I believe that they should look into that. Like, lower budgets, remove wasteful spending, cut all of the employees that don't really need to be there. Like, why is the federal government 2.5 million employees now? It was never meant to be that big. And if there's another solution out there, the only reason that you would want your citizens in debt or enslaved would be to control them, right? High taxes is enslavement. They want to control us, right? So now, by the way, I know that 5% of my viewers are from Canada, but I think that this will shock 100% of my viewers. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is raising capital gains taxes on Canadians to 66.6% taxes. Can you imagine? Why would you want to buy stocks or gold or invest or buy real estate if the government takes 66.6% of your money, right? Like, they get 66%, the lion's share of your money, but you put up 100% of the risk. 66.6%. 666. I mean, was this new tax plan created by Satan himself? I mean, it was created by Justin Trudeau. Justin Trudeau, Satan, I don't know. I thought they were separate people. Like, can you imagine if they were like, hi, yes, Lucifer, we need a new tax rate to impose on our people that reminds them that they are slaves to the government, that we're in control, that we decide how much of their money we get. Oh, 66.6. Yeah, that's a great idea. Like, this could literally be a Saturday Night Live skit. This could be a Babylon B skit. This could be a Circle C skit, right? Like, yes, Satan, how much should we tax the people? 66.6%. Wake up, Canada. You are being ruled by evil people. Like, they're literally just throwing it in your face. All right, speaking of evil people that just want your money, with so much negative press now coming out about the COVID shots, AstraZeneca, American and people around the world are not getting these shots. Well, groups like Pfizer and Moderna have built their revenue model and stock price, share price around people getting this shot every single year, once or twice a year for the rest of their life. Well, it's now been revealed on the Daily Mail that Moderna is losing money. Their share price is crashing. So what are they doing? They're now going to put the COVID shot ingredients. Oh, excuse me. Wow. Okay, I'm not going to edit that out. Sorry, guys. So they're literally sticking the COVID shot ingredients into the flu shot, and then they're going to raise the price so that they can keep money flowing to them, right? Remember, The new person at the CDC said that if there is a God, he gave you 2 arms, one for the COVID shot, one for the flu shot. Well, now they're like, wait a minute, we'll just combine them and we'll charge people more money. Then they'll have to get it. Like, why, other than money, are they so hell-bent on getting those ingredients stuffed into your body? Seriously, you should ask yourself this question. Well, they're willing to trick people. They're willing to put out negative information. They're willing to fake the trial data. I hope you guys are paying attention. More and more information is coming out about just how deceptive and evil Big Pharma is. So anyway, please do your shot. They're now trying to put the Moderna COVID ingredients into the upcoming flu shot. Man, is there anything that Big Pharma won't do to put money into their pockets? They bought and paid for the FDA. And the FDA knows this and they comply. They funnel all of that money, government contracts, manipulation of doctors, all of it is focused back to enriching Big Pharma. But why do they never focus on improving our health, improving our immune system, giving us what we need in order to fight things off? No. They would much rather risk you getting blood clots, myocarditis, heart attacks, strokes. It's insane to me. Now, listen to this. Every year that you get older, your body's NAD+ levels drop. NMN can boost those levels, and the FDA knows it. That's why Big Pharma is pushing for them to make this a drug versus a supplement. You being sick puts money into Big Pharma's pockets. Now, NMN is a precursor to NAD+ and offers numerous health benefits like improved energy, weight management, endurance, strength, and even anti-aging. It's not just any supplement, it's a game changer. A recent Harvard study showed that NMN can help reduce weight, cholesterol, and blood pressure in overweight adults. Now, Black Forest has a new version of NMN with hydrogen, making it more effective and easier for your body to absorb. You can get 30% off for the next 48 hours by using my code. As a daily user, I've experienced boosted energy and better health. I urge you to check out the link and grab some for yourself before the FDA restricts this and makes it a drug. Just go to blackforestsupplements.com/Steve. I will leave a link down below in the video description and also the pinned comment. You can get 30% off this weekend for Father's Day by using my code. I will leave that link down below. Now, speaking of illness, have you seen the new disease that they're trying to scare us with? Bird flu that have somehow gotten into cows. They are saying it could be in the milk. It could be in the meat. It could be in their farts. I think any excuse to kill cows because they fart and make methane makes Bill Gates smile, right? Like every time a cow dies, Bill Gates gets wings, or I don't know, something wild like that, right? He literally doesn't want you to eat meat. He's investing heavily in vaccines, farmland, and in killing cows. He wants fake meat to be the only meat. Now, let me know over in the comments, do you eat fake meat? I don't. I remember trying Del Taco's Impossible Burger meat. I couldn't really tell the difference, but then when I saw how many chemicals were in there compared to just meat, I was like, yeah, I'm going to stick to nature. Like, I'm going to stick to the thing that's closest to the earth as I can, which is just straight up meat, right? Now, they've tried to scare us. The first person died of bird flu because of cow meat, right? This was down in Mexico. The mainstream media did all of these stories. They announced that the government has bought $40 million of the new vaccine that they create, the miracle shot that will get rid of the bird flu that somehow got into cows. Well, now the head of the health division of Mexico has come out and said, listen, this person, they died, and we did find this bird flu on them. But they were in like final stage kidney failure. They were already on the verge of death. So don't let hysteria ruin you. Now, mainstream media and big pharma, they don't want you to know that, but you can Google that. The first person that died of bird flu was literally in the final stages of renal failure, kidney failure. So don't be scared. Now, remember, you can also Google this. People that were dying of motorcycle accidents or gunshot wounds or heart attacks, if they had any COVID on their body, they literally labeled it a COVID death in order to manipulate us, so that that little ticker on CNN could go up, right? Like, please don't fall for it. Be prepared, be cautious, but do things that build your body, build your immune system, build your health. All right, now, Charlie Kirk, who's been on my show and coming back to my show, he's the head of Turning Point USA. He shared some ideas on what needs to happen in Washington, D.C. on Donald Trump's first day back in office. He said, here are the first 5 things Donald Trump should do on day 1 when we make him the 47th president. 1, immediately reinstitute Remain in Mexico. 2, call Vladimir Putin and Zelensky and end the war. 3, call Mexico and demand they stop the invasion, or else we will escalate a 50% tariff on all made in Mexico goods. 4th, pardon Edward Snowden, Ross Ulbricht, Julian Assange, and all non-violent January 6 people that have been arrested. Number 5, launch an investigation into the lawfare collusion between the Department of Justice and every last Get Trump sham prosecutor and judge. So he is saying these are the top 5. Now, let me know in the chat, what do you guys think of these 5? And is there any that you would add to it? The only one I would personally like to add to it is a real investigation into Fauci. That's it. Everything else I trust will get done over the next 100 days or over the next 4 years. But those would be, I think, 5 or 6 really great ideas for day 1. All right. This next part might make you mad. It made me mad. Janet Yellen, the head of the Treasury, was asked if the economy was good and if the people are doing well under President Biden. Here's how she responded to people doing well under Biden. All Americans, both those who are well off and those who are near the bottom of the income distribution, are better off now. Let me remind you that real wages are down 3.9%. Overall prices are up 20.1%, and the US dollar has lost 26% buying power. So let me just leave that there while I reread her words. All Americans, both those who are well off, the rich, and those who are near the bottom of the income distribution, are better off now under Biden. So lower income families. So the extremes, the super rich, they're better off under Biden. And the super poor, they're better off under Biden. He's literally a miracle worker. Give me a break. How could the people at the lowest end of the income distribution be better off? Their wages aren't keeping up with inflation. You lied about inflation. It's significantly higher. And the US dollar has lost 26%, according to every reputable economist out there. How can she honestly say that Americans at the bottom are better off? Now, let me know over in the comments. I know that there are people who are on Social Security in my community. I know there are people that make very little money in my community. I know that there are multi-millionaires that watch my show. Why? Because I've spoken to all of you. But I want to know from the majority of you who are probably middle class, lower income that watch me, are you better off? Type Y if you are, and N if you are not. I just think the majority of people are not better off. I think that Janet Yellen is lying, and Twitter knows that, and that's why they ripped her a new one, literally up and down, saying, of course people aren't better off. I mean, think about this. If you own stocks, investments, businesses, and real estate, you're doing very well. You're probably very, very rich. If you don't, you're probably struggling. You're wondering how to fix the car, how to fix the washing machine, how to put food on the table, how to pay rent on time. How are we going to get into a new house? How are we going to save for retirement? How are we going to pay off our debt? How are we going to pay off our student loan debt? Like, these are the things that real Americans are dealing with every day. And then she has the nerve to say that you are all better off because of Joseph Robinette Biden. Let me know if you're buying the bull crap. They're selling it. Get your bull crap. Get your bull crap. Just don't let them fart. And also, that bull crap might have bird flu in it. Gosh. I only laugh because it's so ridiculous, not because people are struggling. All right, now, did you know that the White House and Biden have essentially been quiet? A media blackout on the fact that Russia has 4 warships off the coast of Florida loaded with hypersonic missiles and a nuclear sub off the coast of Florida. I mean, this is insane. And they're saying nothing? Like, just pretend, treat it like inflation. Pretend it's not happening. I mean, come on. Meanwhile, Trump said, we want a strong military. We want to see money not wasted all over the world. We don't want to see Russian ships off the coast of Florida. So he immediately wants to start working with Putin to end this war. Get your hypersonic missiles, your nuclear weapons away from the United States. Let's all play friendly. Everything's about money, so let's just get our economies doing really, really well. Let me know in the chat. Are you comfortable with 4 ships loaded with hypersonic missiles and a nuclear missile sub sitting off the coast of our country? I, for one, am not comfortable with it. I don't like it. I don't need Cuban Missile Crisis 2.0. Okay, that was JFK. Now let me tell you about RFK Jr., who's now raising awareness about mail-in voting and digital voting machines and why they're a bad idea. This is what he shared. Puerto Rico's primary elections just experienced hundreds of voting irregularities related to electronic voting machines, according to the Associated Press. Luckily, there was a paper trail, so the problem was identified and vote tallies corrected. The votes weren't right. What happens in jurisdictions where there is no paper trail? U.S. citizens need to know that every one of their votes were counted and that their elections cannot be hacked. We need to return to paper ballots to avoid electronic interference with elections. My administration will require paper ballots, and we will guarantee honest and fair elections. So the government of Puerto Rico, which is nearly all Democrats, trust me, I lived there, they're saying that these voting machines are not reliable, that they were flipping votes, that they were erroneously counting votes in the wrong direction. Now, luckily they had the ballot images and the paper ones so that they could cross-check them and make the correction. But that didn't happen in a lot of votes. With a lot of votes that happened in other states, specifically swing states, now Elon Musk is saying the vote counting being digital, of course there is a chance machines can be hacked or manipulated. However, if Donald Trump says this, half the country loses their mind. If only we had a real world example of this happening. Oh, wait. Didn't I break a story about Fulton County, Georgia, and the fact that their election commission admitted 380,761 ballot images from voting day cannot be found? They don't know if they were deleted or never existed in the first place. And oh yeah, when they did their election recount, their audit, 17,000 more ballot images can't be found. I mean, this is the very county where Donald Trump is being threatened with hundreds of years of jail time, and they can't find the ballot imaging. Maybe RFK Jr.'s right. Maybe Puerto Rico's right. Heaven forbid, maybe Donald J. Trump was right. I don't know. I'm just a guy on the internet, but man, it sure looks suspicious to me. But you would have to ignore common sense to not see it plain as day. Hey, I love you guys. I'm going to get ready for my Saturday. And also, again, just happy Father's Day to all of the fathers out there. Your presence makes a huge difference in the life of your children and your community and your country. So please, be a good dad. I love being a dad. We've been fishing a bunch this week and swimming. It's been a great summer week. Anyway, I love you guys. Stay amazing. Give this video a like. Hit that subscribe button. We're almost to 1.6 million. I bet we could do it over Father's Day. Come on. Let's get me to 1.6 million. That would be amazing. Hey, I love you guys. Have a great rest of your weekend.